You're watching Men of Worth on Worth Valley Telly.
Looking for a robust pull-up or an all-weather banner? Then you need the awesome power of Bannerman. Our outdoor banners withstand everything the Yorkshire weather can throw at it, with our standard prices ranging from £18.75 to £91, and we also offer custom sizes. Visit banner-man.co.uk or visit our showroom in Bradford.
G-Visions Media now offers media transfers from either VHS, Video 8 and DV tapes to either a DVD, a flash drive or cloud storage. For more information, pop onto our website or email oliver@gvisions.co.uk.
In this episode, we are going to research and recover the memorial for service personnel who were members of the Crossroads Primitive Methodist Sunday School.
Well, I first became aware that there was a replica in the process of being made or getting close to being made through the Men of Worth. And I've got a relation who's connected to Leeds Methodist Church, and I think the Men of Worth had actually approached them to see if they would be prepared to house this memorial when it was completed. So that was my first instance of it, and I thought actually that the memorial building in the park, as I'm the chairman of Crossroads Park, might be a more fitting place.
In 2011, the Men of Worth project started looking at the place and condition of war memorials that had been held in churches, chapels, factories and schools that were no longer in the places through various reasons. The church had closed down, the factory had closed down, or decoration had caused these memorials to be moved and they'd been temporarily lost. The majority of them could be found through looking into the Imperial War Museum records, which stated where most of them were held. And in this area around here, Cliff Castle was the obvious choice.
I came across the Men of Worth project when they started putting articles in the Keithley News. And then I also met Andy Wade a couple of years later when he came to the parish council for a grant application to do research on the soldiers that lived within the parish. So from that time onwards, obviously I felt that if any way we could help with regarding this invaluable work, that we wanted to be able to do so.
Preliminary research showed us that in the Keithley Library was an album of photographs taken some years ago, which included the photograph of the Crossroads Primitive Methodist Sunday School.
The great thing about the memorial certainly was that we're finally going to be able to put faces to these names that are on our memorial. And hopefully what will happen is other people will come forward with their family relation members that, to provide photos for the Men of Worth and that can do the research on, so we know more and more about these people that did an incredible thing for us.
It wasn't a very good photograph, but it showed that there was a wood frame, a glass case and photographs of military personnel. But nobody knew where this memorial now was. To be fair to the present staff of the library, they looked everywhere to try to find it. But of course, they were looking for the memorial on the photograph. Little did they know that the framework and everything had disintegrated, but luckily one of the past staff had taken the photographs out, put them into a folder and put the folder in the Methodist Church memorial book. Luckily also again, the present staff knew the name of the lady that had done this, contacted her, and she confirmed that they were the photographs from the memorial she had seen that was photographed in the library. On the photograph, which is held by Keithley Library, you can just about make out some of the names. We were able to start researching from a very early date and find out the history of these men and keep them on record. About 2 years ago, we found out that the Imperial War Museum held 6 photographs of this memorial. We managed to get copies of this off them, and of course this was a magnificent gesture by them to give us them, because it showed us the faces clearly. It showed us, most important of all, their names and their regiment, and this is why we were able to put together the finished memorial, correctly photographed and named. Could we remake this memorial? I spoke to Manny and Julie of M&J Frames, Keighley, and I also spoke to another friend of mine who I was advised was a very good calligraphist. I hope that's correct pronunciation. And all of them were prepared to take part in this exercise of reconstructing this memorial with a view to it being displayed in an appropriate building or unit. This building is the church where the memorial came from. It is Crossroads Primitive Methodist Sunday School. The memorial came out of here possibly at the time that the church was closed due to lack of congregation. Luckily, and we are grateful for it, the memorial was saved. The memorial's taken out. We don't know exactly when and by who. We don't even know why it finished up in Keighley Library. In the months following the rediscovery of the photographs, time was spent in cleaning them up to try to remove dirt and water damage which had accumulated over the years. Then the effort went into finding a team which could remake the framework for the pictures to be remounted. Present at this time was a representative of the people that will be looking after this memorial going forward, Tito Arani. We had the initial unveiling of the memorial at M&J Framing on High Street, where the contributors to the work carried out were treated by M&J Framing to a champagne breakfast. The final unveiling with the memorial in place was held at the Memorial Hall at Crossroads.
First of all, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for attending. I do appreciate it. We are stood in a building that was built just short of 96 years ago, July 1921. And obviously it was built to house our war memorial for the First World War, and also to provide a place to relax for servicemen who came back from the war. The land was given by Thomas Henry Haggis, who owned the mill down at Bocking, and also another wealthy landowner. I thank them for their contribution and providing such a fitting memorial. One of the things I like about our memorial, other than that it's housed inside, which is a very good idea, is the fact that it lists both the men who fought and the men who served. So we can have a clear image, and it also reflects on obviously how many people from a very small village were prepared to step up and obviously defend the country. But the one thing that our memorial cannot do is put faces to names that feature upon it. But today, to a degree, we can try and put that right. Thanks to the hard work of both Ian Wharton and Andy Wade from the Men of Worth project, who after 6 years of dedicated hard work managed to bring together a replica of the Crossroads Primitive Methodist Memorial. This work was not carried out alone, and it included help from the staff of Keighley Library, from Robert Riley of R&J Riley Joiners, who built the frame, from M&J Framing in Keighley for doing the card work, and finally to Sheila Butler for her wonderful calligraphy work. I hope that's everybody in. I hope I'm missing anybody.
Especially you, Sheila.
To support this magnificent work, they also decided on a home for where it should be displayed. May I say from the bottom of my heart that I thank them for selecting and bringing this wonderful replica back to the village that these lads chose to fight for, and helping ensure their faces will be remembered and not forgotten for many generations to come. As a village, we are truly honoured, and I would like everybody present Pleased to give these people a round of applause.
On the finished memorial, there was still 4 faces missing. Luckily enough, on the day, a lady turned up with one of them. Her name was Doris Sayer. But he went to war in the First World War.
He went to one First World War. And
Was he married?
Yes, he married, and he had 3 daughters.
And he came back.
And he came back
Oh,
a year after from India.
He was in India.
He was in India.
What, so he was in India when? 1919 then?
Yes, he was.
In 1919?
He came back from India.
Do you think he knew my granddad? Because my granddad was in India in 1919.
I wish he did. I don't know.
What regiment was he in? Do you know?
Nigel knows, don't you?
What regiment?
Somerset was.
Somerset Light Infantry. Now then. My grandfather was in Royal Artillery.
Was he?
And they were fighting, a country that were fighting, a group of people were fighting now, Afghans. It was called the Third Afghan War. I hope he wasn't there. Wouldn't have any bad memories. Doris brought with her one of the missing photographs, and we are hoping this will be repeated over the months and years to come, where the missing 3 will be found. I think that we've achieved something great in there. You know, it is a reproduction, I know, but people in authority down at the War Memorials Trust say it's a perfectly adequate remembrance of the men of this district. All that we're missing off now is the photographs of Privates Asa Aspinall, Private Arthur Dinsdale and Private Fred Pickles. I'm hoping that you might be able to pick them up in future, along with your friends here at Crossroads Park, who have helped us so much in accepting this memorial. And I'm hoping that they can maybe turn up these extra photographs.
Yeah, and obviously, we're so incredibly proud that Men of Worth and all the people that have helped with this project, and we're absolutely so proud to take and cherish this replica. So thank you ever so much.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.